Have you guys ever had something that just changes one piece of you? Something that no matter how long you live, you are now inexplicably linked to? Well, welcome to Buisness. I've watched all the mainline Made in the Abyss thing, but I originally discovered Made in the Abyss off this clip. I don't know what it was about the clip, but it stayed with me so much that I actually went to go watch the anime. And I wondered how an anime that looks like this could get to this. I was in for a treat. So we start in this town called Ors that has a giant fucking abyss, inhabited by a metric fuck ton of things. But we focus on this girl named Riko, who wants to become a cave raider to find her mother at the bottom of the world. And she was just searching for relics like normal. Then Big Red comes out and tries to eat her. And just as she's about to get eaten, we meet Reg, a semi-human, semi-robot thing called a special relic, who has memory loss. I wonder if you could install another SSD into his head. Which seems just to be what Riko was waiting for, because now that she finally has someone strong enough to travel with, they run away down to the abyss. And that's how we start. Let me just say, the world of Made in the Abyss has to be one of the greatest worlds I've ever seen. From the jump, you're just shown interesting shit, and your brain starts going, like, what the fuck was that? Why are there kids down here? What is a relic? But that's just layer 1. No pun intended. The world of Made in the Abyss, my god. It looks shiny and intriguing, and with little hints of danger here and there, but never to its true level, because if you knew the true level, you'd never want to venture there in the first place. Like the Curse of the Abyss, it makes it so that the deeper you go, the less of a chance you'll ever have of returning, with slight things like fainting, all the way to losing your humanity, and death. But how does a naive girl and a robot with an SSD fare? Absolutely love that transition. So as our main characters descend, dealing with some light problems, they reach the first important character. The movable sovereign, Ozen. She lives on the second layer, and they also meet this other kid, Marluk, who's a blue whistle. From day one, Ozen is out here testing Riko and Reg. She breaks down all of Riko's motivations, and even then, she still wants to go to the bottom of the world. Then Ozen goes even further and shows her a high-level relic and explains that this thing will make whatever you put in it, dead or alive, start to move. And then goes on to tell Riko she was still bored. Damn! And that she was real annoying, so she shoved her in there, and she started to move. But goes on to say that piece of lunch meat she put in there started moving. So you can say, she was really made in the abyss. Laugh, you goddamn weeb! Ah! The lunch meat actually had this longing to go to the deepest part of the abyss, but stopped moving, and Ozen wonders how long Riko's gonna last. Which we could all agree has to be one of the coldest speeches in anime. She really said you're a piece of meat. You're not real. And with all this, Reg goes to fight her. Horrible decision, and gets his shit clapped. Pronto. Ozen has to be my second favorite character from Made in the Abyss, not counting on the world everything. Video coming soon, but she really tested everything Riko believed in with a smile on her face, because in her own words, she hates lying to children. She really sat down and said, do you want to continue? She knows the price of going down to the abyss, and tries to see if these guys can even pay it, and it's pretty fucking obvious they can't, so she decides to leave them out in the fucking wilderness for 10 days to train. They survive it, and she gives them two things, Riko's mother's pickaxe, and tells them to stay away from Bondru. And they set out, but even at this point, they still haven't seen the true realities of the abyss, but they do get a taste soon. In a battle with a poison porcupine who takes out Riko's arm, Reg's about to amputate, but then a furry named Nanachi stops him and says she can heal. And finally, for the first time, they get a taste of the cruel and unusual nature of the abyss. The abyss is deceiving. It changes. It forms to your wildest dreams or preys on your most basic human instinct to adventure, and then takes advantage of it. Like when Riko gets poisoned, it's a gruesome scene to watch. I don't think I can put it on YouTube. It's not like I have any sponsors anyway. But the abyss does take advantage of you, like in high school, but there are beautiful things that can be found here, like this flower field. Psych, it's actually infested with bugs that eat you and crawl into your dead body. Suffering is just the flavor of the abyss, man. It just does what it does. And if you forget that, you're fucked. But the thing is, the abyss isn't malicious. It doesn't come for you. You give yourself up to it, hoping to find what lies within. So now we get a taste of what suffering could look like in the form of Nanachi and Mitty, two affected by the loss of humanity on two different scales. One becomes a furry, the other one your average Dark Souls boss. I do find it funny that losing your humanity either turns you into a lump of flesh or a furry, no in between, but something does change. I was actually watching this episode while in the car, and a drunk guy rams into the back of it. All I could hear was the sound of the intro in my ears as I slammed forward. If my aunt hadn't had her foot on the brake, we would have been under a truck. So that's another piece of why I love this anime. It now always feels like a gamble if I turn on the OST in the car. It might be trauma bonding, who knows. But just like Rico in the box, I now am inexplicably linked to this anime. But there's just one more thing. I'd just like to say thank you guys for supporting me, because this video officially marks my 50th video on the Endekuu channel. Going from this...
Yo, what's up guys, it's your god, Sasuke here, and today we're gonna be, and today we're just gonna do a Minecraft video, and we're gonna be trying to go on Hypixel.
This is Bloodborne. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played, but doesn't hold up in 2024. Took a while, but you guys made it worth it, so here's the 50 more.